You're watching SUNtv, broadcasting to the world from studios in Providenciales, in the beautiful binational Turks and Caicos Islands. SUNtv, your source for real news as it happens.
I'm Tatiana Bienemy, and thank you for watching this edition of SUNtv News. In today's headlines, Bud Stewart says beaches is one of the most attractive resorts in the world. And Premier Rufus Ewan joins acting Governor Anya Williams in congratulating beaches for its significant role in the Turks and Caicos Islands. Hotelier Gordon Bud Stewart has given the assurance that his beaches resort and spa will continue to contribute significantly to the overall development of the Turks and Caicos Islands. Addressing last Sunday's official opening of the Key West Village, which is the newest extension of beaches, Stewart spoke proudly of the instrumental role his hotel chain has played in this country and the wide Caribbean, and he pledged to do even more.
This hotel, I believe, will contribute. It will contribute to the Turks and Caicos. I hope it helps to strengthen our beaches brand and the Sandals brand. I really hope by doing that, it'll help to strengthen our organization, that we can help more and more people throughout the Caribbean.
Stewart bought the former Veranda Hotel for about $100 million in December 2012 and transformed it into what is now the Key West Village. He told the hundreds of persons who attended the spectacular opening ceremony that the Key West and Beaches Resort and the Turks and Caicos Islands is one of the most attractive resorts in the world.
This operation here, this Key West Village, complements the Italian Village, the French Village, and the Caribbean Village. All in all, this is one of the most attractive resorts anywhere in the world. The people that come here are some of the wealthiest people in the world. The scores that this resort gets under the leadership of Don Deschenais and the incredible staff that he has here are over the top. They get better and better. He's got 19 restaurants. It's a tough resort to run.
The Jamaican hotelier also took the opportunity to thank a number of persons who were instrumental for the growth of his hotel in the Turks and Caicos. Here's what he had to say.
Among us here right now, there's some gentlemen here that have helped Sandals beaches along the way. There's a past chief minister that's here by the name of Washington Missick, who is the Premier's Minister of Finance here today. There's also Chief Minister Taylor that was here when we arrived. And there are an assortment of people here that have done so much to help beaches since we came here, first of all, in 1995. I tell a story. When we came here in 1995, there were no asphalt roads. The kind of development and the growth that this island has seen is nothing short of being remarkable. A tremendous amount of people have helped. The Premier here, it's his job now to move the needle, and I think the needle is beginning to move. The story of the Turks and Caicos is a magnificent story. It's a magnificent story of the people that we've come in touch with, the amount of people here that has given us help. It's like Jamaica. Everywhere I go in Jamaica, people look out. I get more from Jamaica without asking. It's unbelievable. The Caribbean. I find it right through the islands.
Stewart noted that people who work at beaches and receive training from the organization are normally very marketable, and they tend to find jobs all over the world.
Any employee that can prove they're a Sandals employee that applies to a job anywhere with any hotel that's been developed, they automatically get that job. They go overseas and work for Sandals, it's almost automatic. Because the hotels overseas, whether they be Hyatt's, Marriott, Mandarin, or you name it. Sanders is their recommendation.
Beaches is responsible for nearly half of the airlift into the Turks and Caicos Islands, and the Providenciales International Airport rakes in over $19 million from arriving Beaches guests, which numbers 600,000 persons a year. Stewart gave a recap of how he was able to build the airlift into the TCI over the years.
In Turks and Caicos, when we came here, we started with a hotel with 150 bedrooms, and we expanded that. We chartered airplanes because there was only one flight a day. American Airlines, Miami, Provincialis. And there was not enough airlift for us to expand. I went to Continental Airlines and chartered planes. They had first-class seating. And we flew airplanes from Boston to Provincialis, New York, Kennedy, Provincialis, Newark, New Jersey to Provincialis, Philadelphia to Provincialis, and Chicago for a while, and Atlanta for a while. And for 4.5 years, it cost us a lot of money. It took a lot of effort. Some of the people here tonight were people that worked to keep those charters floating. It was the first fight that Peter DeLara and myself had, because he didn't want us to charter the planes. Had we not chartered the planes, we would not have been able to expand this hotel. However, when we were taking down Boston, I told Mr. DeLara 7 months before we took it down, and he put down 3 flights out of Boston to Provincialis, Turks and Caicos. Incredible. When we took down Kennedy, I gave him 5 months' notice, and he put flights on out of Kennedy for the winter. And the same goes for Philadelphia, USA, but they flew out of Charlotte. And the same goes for Continental, who took quite a while, but eventually flew out of Newark.
The Beaches chairman also addressed the controversial issue of work permits, making the point that he only applies for work permits when he needs them. He recalled how Jamaica Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller helped him with a very important work permit when she was Minister of Labor.
Prime Minister Portia Simpson, thank you very much. She was the Minister of Labor. She also knows that for us to ask for a work permit, because we train our people, we build our people, we show people how to take care of people. So when we need a work permit, it's because we need the work permit. The tourist board in Jamaica was, I don't know what happened, it took months on end. The person we were going to hire took a job. We had to go and find another job. In frustration, I called the Minister of Labor, Prime Minister Portia, who was the Minister of Labor at the time. She said to me, Butch, why did you not call me before? I said, well, I was following the rules. She said, no, you know me well enough. Look how far we go back. You should have called me. I said, okay. She said, send the document. I sent the document. I'm leaving the office about a half an hour later. And my secretary at the time said to me, the Minister of Labor, Minister Simpson, is on the phone to you. So I think she's going to curse me or abuse me for making it. She said to me, why didn't your bearer wait on the document? I said, I didn't know it was going to be. She said, just send for it immediately. That is the lady that you're looking at right there, Miss Fixit. She shows the men how to do these things sometimes.
Stewart had some very kind words of praise for the Jamaican Prime Minister, who was the guest speaker at the function, which was mainly an all-white affair. He said Mrs. Simpson Miller is easily the most loved person in all Jamaica.
This lady is the mother of the nation of Jamaica. She is easily the most loved person in all of Jamaica. For her to take the time and come and be part of the opening and the ribbon cutting of this resort, I don't know where to tell you thanks. We go back a long time. She's known as a can-do lady. Mrs. Fix-It. I remember so many years ago, it's not only the United States of America that used to have their ups and downs. We had some riots in Jamaica in the 80s. And the management of one of the industrial companies that we had at the time were inside the building and could not come out. And they were like this, all of them. They heard a rumbling outside and I figured, Christ, now they're storming the building. And when they looked, they saw about 150 people outside. And in the middle of it was this beautiful young lady, Portia Simpson, said, come fellas, come, let me take you home. She took the management out of the building and she saw to it that they got home safely. Unbelievable.
Meantime, in his address at the ceremony, Premier of the Turks and Caicos Islands, Honorable Dr. Rufus Ewan, congratulated Butch Stewart and his son Adam for their vision of creating beaches. Premier Ewan also spoke about the tremendous contribution which beaches makes to the TCI economy.
I can truly attest of the benefit of Beaches Resort here in Turks and Caicos Islands. And we all know that Beaches Resort is single-handedly responsible for greater than 50% of the airlift into the Turks and Caicos Islands. Having 3,000 hotel room keys and having that capacity and the impact that it will have on our tourism industry. Also employing more than 3,000 individuals here in the Turks and Caicos Islands. Mr. Gordon Butch Stewart, we, the people of Turks and Caicos Islands, and me on behalf of my government, we thank you for your persistence and you pushing your vision, to you achieving your vision. I know from time to time, in dealing with business, we may not always see eye to eye. But we must move forward in true partnership. And that is what it's all about, true partnership. And so I commit here today to continue to ensure that this Beaches Resort grow from strength to strength, and we can continue to be the shining star in this Caribbean region, and Beaches Resort continue to have that 6-star rating that you were awarded with here today. Wish you all the best, Godspeed, as you continue to be successful in your business, to be successful here in Turks and Caicos, as you continue to make our people more prosperous and our government more prosperous and our country a more prosperous country and throughout the rest of the Caribbean.
Acting Governor Honorable Anya Williams also spoke about the benefits of beaches to the Turks and Caicos Islands.
Well, we must pay recognition to the work that the Sandals Beaches brand has done over the past 30 years in bringing awareness to the Caribbean and in making their resorts the resort of choice in the Caribbean. We in the Turks and Caicos certainly benefit from having beaches here. They are responsible for the majority of the airlift to the islands, and certainly over the years they've worked with us on so many corporate partnership programs, most notably the work that they do with our schools, the many foundations that they've established, and we certainly value beaches being here in the Turks and Caicos. With the addition of the new Key West Village and the airport expansion project, as well as the new FBO being completed in the next 12 months, we can all look forward to positive results here in the Turks and Caicos. And I think we all look forward to working together in future partnership together. Adam, Mr. Stewart, I said earlier, and I heard the minister from Antigua and Barbuda speak about all their plans for the new resort, and I said to the Premier, remember that's a part of our expansion plan as well. So we will certainly be holding you to it.
Opposition Leader Honorable Charlene Cartwright-Robertson said the PDM's door are always open for frank discussions.
I say congratulations to you, Honorable Butch Stewart and your family, for your grand opening here today of Key West, and to say to you how much we appreciate the work that you've been doing here in the Turks and Caicos. We wish for you all the very best, You, of course, know that our doors are open to have frank discussions with you, and we are very pleased to have been here and afforded this opportunity this evening.
I'm Tatiana Bienemy, and thank you for watching this edition of SUNtv News.